Hey YouTube, hey subscribers, thanks for tuning in. Many wonder why myself and other channels choose to focus on the topic of narcissism. These individuals think we are putting too much focus on it, that there are other problems in the world, and that everyone has some kind of mental disorder. So why single this one out? Here comes our favorite cliche, nobody's perfect. The answer as to why we choose to focus on the subject of narcissism is that we recognize and identify that it is a major problem in our society. In fact, it might be the problem. Almost every societal ill can be traced back to this mental disorder, the most basic expression of which is, my needs are more important than yours. When a person believes their needs, no matter how great or small, are more important than yours, what does that enable them to do? Is there a limit to what they're now capable of doing? With these questions in mind, a person would have to wonder why or how a society allowed this to happen. Why would a society be content fostering a mental disorder so destructive it can affect generations to come? The answer is complex, but I will attempt to make it simple. Number one, we stopped speaking up. Somewhere along the lines, we got silenced. All of us. What used to be limited to certain groups of people only has now broadened and spread out to anyone who chooses to go against the grain, anyone who chooses to rock the boat, anyone who chooses to challenge the status quo, anyone who chooses to express themselves in a way that does not agree with the group. This is happening at the micro and macro level. People in general are afraid to speak and to tell the truth. The internet, while problematic, has also given people an opportunity to speak without fear for the first time. The worst part is that they felt that fear in the first place, especially in a free country. When we grew silent as a society in favor of keeping the narcissist happy, narcissism grew. Number two, we stopped believing in the concept of bad people. When I first started this channel, I did a video called You Must Believe in the Boogeyman, and you must. Modern society would have you believe that everyone is redeemable with a positive attitude and a great credit score. No one is really bad. Everyone is traumatized. Everyone is traumatized, and we just have to heal those inner wounds to break through. Okay, no problem. In that case, throw the doors of the prisons open and let them free. I'm sure we'll have no problems at all as they consistently begin to seek and attend therapy on the outside. Please. Unfortunately, inherently bad people do exist. What should concern you is that a lot of those people are not in prison cells. They are in your neighborhoods, homes, offices, churches, and hospitals. They are literally everywhere, undetected except by those they have chosen as supply. Our commitment to the belief that some people are just misunderstood is killing us, sometimes literally. No one is perfect, but most of us strive to be the best that we can be. We might fall short of that, and once we are aware of it, we try to do better. That's it. We lose our patience. We lose our temper. We say things we don't always mean. We make mistakes and mess up, but we reflect, we learn, and we grow from it. Narcissists don't and won't. That's the difference. Number three, widespread brainwashing in the form of entertainment. It would take me an entire year to break down all of the themes that have brainwashed us as a society as a result of entertainment media. A good portion of this occurred pre-internet, which would make up the majority of the adults today, aged 35 to 80. This means that most of the decision makers were brainwashed in their youth. The millennials are the first generation to really start breaking out of that brainwashing, and we see how that is going. One of the themes that is a result of the brainwashing is that of staying in a dysfunctional relationship, holding on to hope, and having it all work out magically in the end. Another is that our sole mission in life is to find employment and give ourselves to that employment as completely as you would a marriage. One more is commercialism in all its forms. Still another is the theme that if you just keep trying to communicate with a disordered person, you will eventually get through to them. It just takes the right gesture. The problem with these feel-good types of movies is that they tend to ignore reality entirely. In this ignoring of reality, or creation of artificial reality, the narcissist is able to thrive in a fake world of their facilitation. As long as they can keep you wishing on a star, they never have to actually change. These are just a few high-level examples of the brainwashing. Number 4, cliches. There is an urgent shortage of critical thinking in our country. When I first took notice of this, I thought it was a joke. I thought people were just trolling and intentionally displaying ignorance as a way to rile up whomever they were arguing with. I'm not sure when it happened, but I eventually began to realize they were not trolling. They were so serious. So what does this have to do with cliches? Well, usually the discovery was made after several exchanges in which all the other party had to offer were well-worn cliches and tropes. When questioned, challenged, or prodded, the response was typically defensiveness or more cliches. In other words, there were no original independent thoughts coming from this person. Their mind had become a catalog of cliches. By adopting this way of thinking and communicating, we seem to have shut down our ability to think critically or creatively. I should not be able to predict what a person will say or do based on their affiliation with a certain group. I am, though, with an unfortunate 100% degree of accuracy. This is because that group, whichever one it is, has solidified itself around a set of cliches that has been repeated so often you can predict what they're going to say. And they do indeed say it. This has allowed narcissism to flourish because narcissism cannot survive under questioning. As long as people aren't willing to think deeply about anything or ask the hard questions, narcissism is able to grow. Number 5, working around dysfunction. We have been groomed to ignore, adapt to, and work around dysfunction. So many professional articles and journals offer advice on how to comfort the narcissist to make them happy, thereby making your life smoother. Advice on how to navigate a bully versus advice on how to not be a bully. In other words, we have reached a state of total acceptance of disordered behavior. We don't want to confront it. We're afraid to confront it, so we work around it. And how are we doing? Well, drug use is at an all-time high, as is the number of individuals taking their own lives. Mental illness seems to be on the rise too, which can certainly be argued as a byproduct of extended exposure to a narcissist. Humans have a natural need to defend themselves, and when they feel like they can't for a long period of time, they generally fold under the weight of it all. In this folding, narcissism grows because you don't have the strength to fight back. Number 6, autopilot. I'll close on this one, though there are many other examples. As a nation and society, we have largely become one massive group on autopilot. We call it many things, including the grind, the rat race, whatever. But the truth is, we're trying to describe how we've been automated, how we, no matter how well paying the job, are on wash, rinse, repeat. Very little room for spontaneity and excitement because, work. We went on autopilot, and so many of our days are spent simply prepping to repeat the same day again tomorrow. With this, we begin to not notice anything because we have trained ourselves of that which to notice. All other data points are filtered out, and that's exactly what a narcissist wants. If you are on autopilot, they are free to do whatever they wish because they know you are not paying attention. These are my thoughts on how narcissism has managed to flourish in our society. I look forward to your thoughts on this epidemic. While it is a massive problem, I am encouraged to see more people discussing it in a variety of forums. Not enough people know yet, but more people are learning every day. If narcissists refuse to heal, we can at least refuse to tolerate their behavior. It's gone on for far too long. I hope you guys found this video informative. Take care, and as always, I grant you the permission to exist. Bye-bye.